This summer, we're on a mission, and that mission is to show our little Texas family some of the most epic mountains that Colorado has to offer. So we're hitting pause on our DIY projects for the summer, packing up the magical minivan, and driving far beyond the flat landscapes that we're used to seeing, and traveling over 2,000 miles on an epic road trip to Colorado. This trip has been full of planned and unplanned adventures, but best of all, we've been blowing our kids' minds.
What y'all think about that trail?
That was awesome. That was my favorite trail that we've ever been on.
So welcome to the Summer Adventure Series.
Really quick, we want to say thanks to Beam for sponsoring today's video. I have to start off by saying I'm actually super excited to share this product because I've been really shocked at how well it has worked for me. Beam's Dream Powder is a sleep powder that contains ingredients like theanine, magnesium, nano CBD, and reishi that help you fall asleep and stay asleep. It doesn't contain sugar, only has 15 calories, and the flavors I've tried so far have been really great. It's like a nighttime cup of hot chocolate. So I have never been a very great sleeper. All through college I had terrible insomnia, and thankfully that's improved a lot, but I still have a really hard time staying asleep, or I'll just wake up really early and I can't fall back asleep and I still feel tired. We even got these Whoop bands last year to see if there are things that we can do to better manage stress and just improve our overall sleep quality. Even after just the first night of taking the Dream Powder, I slept so good. Here's a screenshot of my Whoop readings the following day, and this was a day I was expecting my recovery to be quite low because we had such a busy day the day before. Instead, I ended up sleeping so good that I was able to check off so many things off of my to-do list. I had so much energy. I organized half our kids' closets, we got a lot of our back to school stuff ready, and I just felt so good. So even after just a couple weeks of taking this, I am pretty sure I'm not going to be going without because I'm seeing results with my Whoop. It's not just like placebo effect, and it just makes me so excited because sleep has been something I have struggled with a lot. And so if you're like me, I would highly recommend at least looking into it and giving it a shot. Tap the link in my description box and use my code DIYWIFE to get 35% off your first order when you subscribe, and then 20% off all following orders. Plus, when you subscribe to Dream Powder, you will receive a free frother with your first order, and you can pause, skip, or cancel at any time, so there's no risk. So again, if you're interested, be sure to check out that link in the description below.
Just in case you missed it, in part one of our adventure, we stopped in the panhandle of Texas to explore the US's second largest canyon system. We also took a little time to explain why we've closed up shop on our DIY projects for the summer, so if you're wondering about that, go check out the first video in this series. For our next leg of the journey, we traveled from Amarillo, Texas into Canyon City, Colorado, and explored the US's highest bridge. And not to mention, we checked out the US's fourth most deadly road and the incredible Tunnel Drive Trail. And for the next leg of our journey, we settled here in Cimarron in a beautiful remote cabin deep in the mountains of Colorado. After a good night's sleep and a delicious breakfast, a beautiful morning greeted us as we set out for our next big adventure. Last time, we took this dusty road into town and visited Ouray, the Switzerland of America. But today, we're taking the opposite approach. We're driving the other direction, away from town, in search of some of the most remote and pristine hiking that Colorado has to offer. So as they say in Narnia, we're going further up and further in.
So today we're actually continuing up the gravel road from our house that we drive in for like 30 minutes, but it keeps going a long ways, and the host of the Airbnb said you've got to go up as far as you can towards Silverjack Reservoir. I cannot figure out on the map where exactly that is, but she did say there were snow-blocked roads at some point, and so I think we're just gonna go as far as we can. We don't really know what we're looking for, but it's a beautiful drive, so if nothing else, we're gonna enjoy the beautiful scenery.
The further up the road, the higher we go, and the more chance that we'll see snow, because our kids have been longing to see one thing during this trip.
We want snow! We want snow!
Is that snow? Since being in Colorado, we've discovered this unique phenomenon known as forest roads. These dirt roads can be found all over Colorado, and they traverse literally millions of acres of pristine forests. So if you're looking for an adventure that's far from civilization and where you're sure to see more deer than humans, then you'll definitely want to check out Colorado's forest roads. Look! Another human! Do you think they're surprised to see a minivan this far out in the wilderness? They don't know about minivans. Things were cruising along nicely until we hit a roadblock. Pun intended. Dead end, boys and girls. So unfortunately, we've hit a dead end, which means we're gonna have to turn around, and the kids have determined that the snow is too dirty. They don't want to play with it. I think they're thinking there's going to be like fresh powdery snow somewhere, but in mid-June when it's 60 degrees outside, that's probably not going to happen. So we've just kind of continued adventuring. We've took a turn here, a turn there, and we're just kind of seeing what we can see, really.
We've been turning off on these little side roads. I think that just all go to different campgrounds. This would be like a dream camping area. It is so beautiful and like green, and you've got the river and all the trees. It's really cool. It's getting a little rough, I think, for the minivan. We are not in an off-roading vehicle.
I thought this was a Jeep minivan. What are you talking about? We bumped on down the road until we found a spot that we thought would make a great hike. There was no parking lot, no people, just simply a sign letting you know that a trailhead was here. And little did we know it, we were about to embark on one of the most epic hikes of our entire lives. This is genuinely one of the coolest hikes that I think I've ever done. I mean, the views, the trail, the weather, this is unreal. It's crazy. This wooded section is incredible. There's all these alpine trees, we think they are, and it's just beautiful. I mean, hiking on a mountainside in Colorado, don't get much better than this, you know? Not only are the views amazing, the sounds are incredible too. Listen to the sounds out here, it's beautiful. We journeyed on up the mountainside, and wouldn't you know who showed back up? The Pokey Little Puppy. Have y'all ever read the book, The Pokey Little Puppy? Well, it was written about this guy. Asher, come on! What are you doing? Are you sitting on a tree?
Yeah.
Hey, you're smacking everything. Meltdown on aisle 4. Sometimes you just gotta carry him, you know? Oh my gosh! This hill is so steep. The oxygen is thinner. Oh, I'm out of breath. But it's so beautiful, it's worth it. The hike continued to amaze, and almost best of all, we basically had this mountainside to ourselves. One of the coolest parts is we haven't seen any other humans around. I mean, there's signs of other humans. But Breezy was here, I thought he was. But we haven't seen anybody on this trail. There weren't a lot of signs of humans, but there were some signs of animals. Who left all these milk duds out here? Look guys, raisinets. As we neared the halfway point of this trail, some of the kids wanted to go further up, while some of the kids wanted to come back down, so Andrea and I split up, taking 2 kids apiece.
All right, me, and I've got Riley and Jude with me. Gotta get this view. Oh, I wish I'd brought our big camera. This is so incredible. This is beautiful. What do you guys think? It's been incredible.
I, on the other hand, took my troop back down the mountain for a little construction project.
He's a mountain man.
Our son loves building, and he'd been asking me if we could build something using the dead branches around.
Nice fort, Levi. Just in time for the rain. Now we can be totally weatherproof. Safe and sound inside their shelter, the brothers hide from the rain.
With some weather blowing in, we decided to take our little group back down the mountain. So it's starting to rain. We're gonna head back to the car. And Andrea and two of the kids wanted to go up further, so they went up further, but we stayed behind. But now that the rain's coming down, we're ready to go downhill. And hopefully we'll see Andrea and our other two kids soon. And hopefully they don't meet a bear.
What do y'all think? Should we turn back now? I think we've left them long enough. Have we seen any interesting animals yet?
No.
We have no way to contact Dean and the boys, so I think it's been long enough. Let's go, guys.
And as we neared the bottom, we saw some familiar faces.
Well, look who it is. Our long lost mother. How was it up there?
We didn't see any bears.
Really cool.
It was really awesome. We wanted to keep going so bad, and we were like, we should probably turn around. And then it started to rain, and we were like, all right. But it was sleeting up there. I looked and I had like ice on my shirt. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
It was really cool.
How was it, Jude?
How you doing?
It was awesome.
Now that we were all back together, we were ready to make our way down to the car, but we had to try and stay out of the mud, which we were not so successful at.
This kid. Are you kidding me? Oh! He's got that muddy booty.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put down the camera for this trail because it's, and you know, electronics and rain, they don't go together that well. So this was an amazing trail. We're gonna go back, eat some lunch, and see what other kind of adventures we can find today.
Alpine Trail, you're an absolute legend.
So, however many hours of hiking, 0 humans spotted. There's not even like a parking spot for this. You just kind of pull over here on the side of the road, then you hit your trailhead here and just descend up into the mountains. What y'all think about that trail?
That was awesome. I think that was my favorite trail that we've ever been on.
We started the quiet drive back to our Airbnb, but we couldn't help ourselves and had to stop beside this beautiful river.
Makes you want to get into a raft.
And for an 8-year-old, this river is some kind of special. So Jude really wanted to see a river up close and personal, and so we made a special stop just for him to be able to come see the river. What are you doing back there, man? We made our way back to the cabin where we enjoyed a nice lunch. I think hiking makes you extra hungry.
Once you pop, you can't stop, you know?
And it just wouldn't be a perfect day in Colorado without a cup of hot cocoa.
Midday hot cocoa, yeah?
We planned to do a second hike after lunch, but an incoming storm threatened to cancel those plans. So it's raining super hard right now, and it's actually hailing, but if you're in the mountains, would that be considered like snow?
Is that big enough to like damage our car?
I don't know.
We'll worry about it when we get home.
Well, it makes me glad that we came in from that last hike when we did, because we could have gotten stuck out in this. That would have been crazy.
I think I saw some of these on the trail earlier. Look guys, raisinets.
So what do you do when it's raining and you can't go hiking just yet? This was actually our first time watching Star Wars with the kids, and they thought Mando was pretty cool. And by the time we finished a couple episodes, there was some really good news. Well, the rain is cleared out, the sun is coming back out. Hopefully things are dry enough, because we're gonna give it another go and try and stick with our afternoon hiking plans. So we're out on the gravel road that takes us out to the main road, and it's definitely making this into a muddy road, which is making things very interesting.
Glad there's not very many other cars.
You
gotta love muddy downhills when they're cliffside, right? Alright, well it's actually looking quite a bit drier now, thankfully. Hopefully that means the park is dry enough to hike.
We'll see.
Somebody's struggling to stay awake. So we made it out onto the main road. It's paved, it's wonderful, everything's going great, but now we just have to hope the weather holds out because it's looking a little bit ominous, but we'll see. We're hoping for the best. After a long, quiet drive, we had finally made it to Black Canyon National Park, but we still didn't know if any of the trails would be open to hike. But thankfully, God kept up his streak of perfect timing on this trip.
Hello, good. Do you know if any of the bad weather is supposed to blow this way?
No, actually it looked really bad here and it just blew away.
Okay.
You look like you came just in time. You're here, so it's gonna be sunny.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
He said it didn't rain here earlier either, which is crazy, so it just missed it, which is nice because we weren't sure like if the trails, if they have dirt and not gravel, if they'll be really muddy. So it sounds like it didn't even hit here, which is crazy.
We feel like we've kind of been hitting things perfectly, like every step of this journey in a weird way. So super grateful for it, and hopefully this is just another step on the hitting things at the right time. And pretty soon we were getting our first glimpse at the mysterious and beautiful Black Canyon. Guys, look out your window. Look at that. That's incredible. Alright, we're just gonna take a look at this. Look out. Holy mackerel. That's insane. Black Canyon is most certainly breathtaking, but there is something that's slightly terrifying about it. Maybe it's the sheer rock faces that go straight down over 2,000 feet. After taking in the expansive views, we decided to sharply contrast that experience by looking at little trinkets in the gift shop. But in all seriousness, this is actually a pro parenting technique. If you want to motivate your children to hike another few miles in a day, then consider buying them a little buddy to put a little more pep in their step for the journey.
Not hit anybody with it. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful.
Our first stop was the lookout post, and it'll definitely make your head spin. Incredible.
My brain can't even like register this. Oh, so look at this side. That's insane. It's like, I know the Green Canyon is cool. It's really cool. This feels just as cool.
Yes, the canyon is absolutely fascinating.
And after catching our breath, it was time for a 2-mile hike along the edge of the canyon.
Every parent can appreciate when they leave spots like this in the park, you know, where you can just kind of, you know, fall 1,000 feet.
Man, it's beautiful, it's amazing, and it is genuinely terrifying to see a sheer several 100-foot drop. The first thing we noticed was actually how many different kinds of flowers there were on this trail. We also got to witness some of the locals having a dance party. I've always known that caterpillars love to dance. Get after it, guys. Wait for me, family. I know you won't be able to feel this, but the weather is absolutely incredible. It's like in the 60s, it's cool, it's crisp. We just don't get weather like this in Texas. I mean, if we do, it's usually in like January. With the beautiful weather to invigorate us, we made our way down the trail, but quickly discovered that there's no guardrails.
If you trip, you could die.
And although this was called the Oak Flat Trail, we discovered that it was anything but flat. This loop is like this mix of a lot of lush foliage, and it kind of blocks the view from you, and then all of a sudden you'll come out and see this expanse of the cliffs of the canyon. So it's really kind of cool. It's like you don't know what you're gonna see around the next corner. The lookout points were always breathtaking, but they always tested your nerve as you're looking at sheer drops of up to 2,000 feet. It's absolutely terrifying, but really cool. And just in case the cliffside views or the altitude didn't take our breath away, the kids gave us one more great reason to be gasping for air.
Oh my gosh, dude got a speed boost too, guys.
Smells like we've got a skunk on the trail, guys. I don't know what that kid had for lunch. So for the first half of the trail, we were going down. This is a loop. Now we've hit the bottom and we're going back up, and you're starting to feel the chest burn, you know what I mean? And after having our breath repeatedly taken away, we were ready to slow down and take a water break. And I don't know if it was the high altitudes or the miles and miles of hiking we had done that day, but I think we were starting to lose our minds a little bit.
Water break!
I got this straight out of a Colorado, what do you call it?
A fresh spring.
I got this straight out of a mountain snow melt spring. I bathed in it and I came up. I'm 6 years younger.
Is that why you're looking like a mountain man? You forgot your razor.
Somebody forgot their shaver.
I'm just trying to be a real mountain man up here, lumberjack, you know what I mean?
It's making your voice deeper.
Yeah, the higher altitude kind of lowers my voice.
I feel like we've got to be like the strangest travel vlog family of all time. They're like, is this the Griswolds of travel videos? I don't even know what I'm watching anymore.
Probably.
I got him!
It's a white tree squirrel. Amazing. In the natural. In the wild. Oh, wait.
Oh, maybe we can...
We came from up there, and now we're down here, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
Asher's doing the hike and drive combo. It's his specialty.
I just like getting the wheels dirty.
Hey, bro, come on. We gotta go, dude.
We've had some stumbles, and it's about all my heart can handle. Hey, but you gotta watch this. He's like, whoa!
What, you mean you don't want him to fall off there?
No, I need a leash, like seriously.
But I'm not an animal.
Get that leash going, Mom.
Oh, big poop, big poop.
Trail brownies.
Alright, as beautiful as the views are and the flowers are, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. Almost home. And finally, 2 miles, 2 hours, and too much insanity later, we had finally made it back to the visitor center. Definitely a little tired, pits are sweaty, but it was an amazing trail.
Hey, Asher, our 6-year-old, walked the entire way. That's really good. That's a difficult trail for a little guy.
Well, sometimes he actually crawled.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, amazing job on the hike, guys. Y'all did incredible. That was awesome. Finally, we were ready to load everybody up and head back home, but we just couldn't help but remember how incredible it was that we actually got to hike. I mean, how crazy was that? The rain was like all around the park, but at the park it was dry.
It's literally like,
again, it was crazy.
You can see like 180 degrees and it's rain on the horizon everywhere.
So we're grateful to have been able to do a dry hike. That was amazing. And as if right on command, when we started the drive home, the rains came. Again, it's kind of crazy to think that we had tons of rain before we left, and then we had it dry at the park, and now it's raining again. I don't know, we'll take it. It is strangely peaceful though, something about it. I guess maybe if you're not driving.
Maybe if you're not driving. I was like, this doesn't feel peaceful.
And finally, we had made it home for the day. And we thought this day was worth celebrating, with s'mores.
So we promised the kids we would do s'mores tonight, but it is raining and it's really cold, and so everybody voted to just make them in the microwave. So that's what we're doing.
Chocolate-filled marshmallows, huh? Fascinating. How are they, guys?
Good.
Yummy.
And in our mind, there was only one way to finish off this epic day. So we hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride in this week's adventure, and you won't want to miss next week where we stay in a yurt and check out one of the US's oldest civilizations.